So what I'm trying to say that, okay, so our major bias is bullish here. But if you see this structure, if you draw the line from here, okay, you take your entry after here, right? Okay, this is NY session, NY1 entry. So this is a very high point. This is a type of buying climax, V top, right? And the test here, and we got an entry here. Okay, the second entry here at NY2. Okay, we got a first higher low right over here, right? Obviously, after AR, we can go for very, very short entries. The short entry is like this. Okay, the first higher low is here, right? At NY2. You can see the volume. Spring. So this becomes a spring here. And the price obviously will go up here at this point, right? So you can take a very small bias trade, a very short-term trade to the upside. It's against the bias. So make sure you just put it at 2R. That's it. Okay. And now once the price reaches this region, this is a region. You should not take any trades, right? You should wait for the entry signals. Okay. Now where should we enter? That's the point, right? So this bias is done now. So I would enter at the test of this mini buying climax, right? This is my major point where I'm looking to enter, right? So the price is going up and we are looking to enter. And if we want to draw this kind of structure here, we can draw. It's optional, but it's not necessary. Sorry here, right? So yeah, we are waiting for the test of this bar, mini buying climax, this one from SOT, or this one as a major sentiment, right? So yeah, we got an entry right over here. So here, once we take the entry here, I will not suggest you to take any entry then. Once this entry is taken or this entry is taken, okay, don't take any entry in the between. Okay, just wait. Now you will say, okay, should I take entry right over here on the test? Because if this is the line here, if we draw, no, we should not take entry over here. Why? We have to wait. We only have to take entry after NY4 now, because NY3 entry has been taken. Got it? So you have to wait for NY4 entry. So once you see NY entry here, what do you see here? The price test is this one, mini buying climax. And then it forms what? Upthrust. And then this is the formation of upthrust. Complete upthrust is formed, right? And then the price came back, retested this after NY4 entry. So what do we see? This is effort versus no result. Am I right? Right or wrong, Max?
Right.
I'm asking Max, right? So yeah, our stop loss plays to the upside here. And of course, we can target the last low. Okay, but I suggest go for 2R. That's it. Finish. Okay, so after 2R, what will happen? The price will again, okay, once this entry is taken, the price will come back and test this region here again. And see, the price continuously tested this. First time test, second test, third test. Got it? This was a setup for Monday. So you got all point? You got the point?
Yeah.
So only look for entries after NY open or during NY open. Got it? Okay. For example, here, can I look for entry right over here? At this point, if you are entering right over here, this is very wrong, man. Very wrong, right? You are entering on a buying climax bar. So of course, wait for this one. If this turns buying climax, wait for the reaction and test of this buying climax, take the entry to the downside. Got it? And now we wait for the NY open 2. NY open 2, we did not reach any reference line. But NY2, after NY open 2, what we form? Higher low, right? The first higher low. Right? After this, the first higher low. So this first higher low, we are waiting for the spring setup, and then we take an entry, long entry. We are against it, but of course, we should exit right over this point. This is a point where we should exit the last high. Got it? Because after AR, if this is secondary test, if this is what? A buying climax, this is AR, then after AR, the price would go back and test this region. Am I right? So we have still a room to take a long trade. Got it? Yeah. And now, of course, our major bias would be looking for the test of this. And once this has been taken, this entry. So yeah. So what trying to say here. Okay, this is a test here. Okay, after the spring setup. The price formed a spring. After spring, the price formed a test of spring at NY open 3. Can you see huge volume here? And this is also hidden upthrust, hidden spring. Draw this line, hidden spring, right? Perfect entry. And see the volume. See the volume here. Stop loss here. And of course, target to the upside here, 2R. 2R, that's it. Okay. And after that, the price came back and tested this mini buying climax and we got short. Any confusion?
No, not for now.
Okay. And now, of course, if you see SOT here, right, this was SOT. Okay. When this was SOT, okay, so we have a kind of short-term bias as well, right? So if this is SOT, then this would become what? AR, right? This is AR, right? AR, jump across the creek and jump across the creek for this thing. Okay, jump across the creek for this one and buying climax here, jump across the creek here. Got it? So it has both properties, buying as well and jump across the creek as well. Major bias was bearish, but it was bearish at what point? It was bearish at the top. Am I right? Not here. So we can still go for the long trade. So price came back, tested the region, go long. Got it? And now once again, the price came back here, tested the region here, and then went long. But our point is to only look for entries on NY1, NY2, NY3, NY4. All entries are clear? Okay. Now we can go for the British pound US dollar, the last one. Just analyze one market and then we are off. Okay. So here, London Open. When is the London Open here? I think it should be 3 p.m. Okay. Now, our first one, 8:30, right? This one. Nice. This one. This one. This one. This market. NY Open 1. NY Open 2. NY Open 3. NY Open 4. London Open. Okay. Now before London Open, you have to see what kind of structure are you seeing. At the lows, you see at the lows. If you have evidence of high volume at the lows, so this becomes what? Accumulation. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Kind of this one here. And this one becomes oversold. Okay, just before London Open. And what will the high? High. Okay. So we can, so this becomes high, right? This is selling climax, this becomes AR, right? Market. Right? This is selling climax. Am I right? This overbought plus
Yeah,
selling
right.
climax. Oversold plus selling climax. And this becomes what? AR on 15-minute time frame. Okay. This becomes what? Secondary test plus spring. Okay. This is again test of spring. Just call it as test. Again test. Spring is tested multiple times before London Open. And now the London Open is right over here. And then what happens again after London Open? We got another test. So what is the bias here?
Bullish.
And after test, we see what? JAC, increasing volume. And we have built up JAC, right? But we are seeing, again, if you can draw the channel here with this point, you also draw the channel. That's an advice here, right? It will make your analysis better. So now we wait. Okay, now this is done here. We just draw the channel here. Now we go to the 3-minute time frame. So our major bias is bullish, right? Okay. Now London Open. Now we have drawn the channel here. Again, the news came here. The news came here. If you go on the channel, okay, the news came here, and what happened here? The price frame formed what? The price reversed. And I told you, whenever during this one, the price reversed here, it becomes what? Yes, the major bias here is bullish, but where is the bias bullish? The bias is bullish at this AR level, right? This AR level. Am I right?
Yeah.
The
Right.
bias, because the price makes JAC at this AR level. But at this point, what is the short-term bias? You see a very high volume, significant volume. Bearish, upthrust. It forms an upthrust. Simple as that, right? From this one, from this trade here, 2R. That's it. Okay. And now, again, what do we see here? The price reformed here, okay? The price came back. But of course, remember that gold will move better than GU at this point, right? So it's better to trade gold during the New York session. But of course, you can also trade the GU. All right. So it's short-term distribution, right? Short-term distribution, long-term accumulation. But accumulation will only occur at AR level. Once the price reaches AR level, then we can say the price will go up, right? And now what do we see? The first entry. Our first entry is done. This is the second entry. And you see here, the second entry, we just draw this line, okay? The price makes a distribution here. Sorry, redistribution process here, right? There is this one here. So of course, the price comes here. And what happens at this point? Are you there? Our first entry is
Yes.
taken. Sorry?
Looks like an uptrust on the redistribution.
Upthrust here. What would you take here? This one spring, when you got this kind of spring, right? It's not very powerful. The springs on a higher volume are much more better. Okay. So whether it's an upthrust, okay, then after that we got this one spring, but it's not very powerful, right? It's on a lower volume. But is this so we will only take the trade on this spring once we know if it is no demand or it has an effort versus no result characteristics. Does it have effort versus no result characteristic? No. Does it have no demand? Can you see no demand here? No, it's not a no demand. But how the move after this one? No demand. Yes. This one is fine. So yeah, you can take a very, very short-term trade on this one. Testing of this one here. First point. But again, you don't have a lot of room. Remember that. So just exit right over here, 1.53. Okay. Now the price came here. Our first entry would be this one, 2R. Second entry, if you miss this one. Got it? 2R. And after NY4, what happened at NY4? At NY4, after NY4, the price came back and retested this. Got it? Region. And this region is what? AR. Now, what would you expect after the price test this region AR?
Price will go up.
Yes. So, of course, you will not take a much higher trade here, just 2-hour trade, and then you're done for it, right? That's it. And if you get, okay, and this is what one, this one is a effortless result down, and then we have a spring here, but a spring is not formed here. It's not a spring. This is not a spring. Why? It's not closing above this one, right? And the price has gone up. Now it's too high, right? We wait for the retest now. Got it? Here, the spring, this is not a spring. Remember that it's failing, right? You wait for the spring to close above, right? And now the price has gone too high. So what you assume, once you see this higher price, as I told you before, whenever you see this high price, you wait for the retest of this region, right? And then it was retested right over here. And what kind of characteristics we got here? No supply, right? Last high, 2-hour. That's it. Finish. NY4 session done. NY open session done. Got it? And of course, it will come back and retest this region. And once this retest, this was particularly news here. So there was a news here at this point, Fed news. And of course, we'll come back. And of course, we cannot take the trade at this point, can we? We need the price to come back and test this region, right? To get long. We need a reference line. This is a reference line, the price get long, and then we can go for another short and long position. So of course, on gold, you will find much more better opportunities. So I advise you to go for gold, not for GU during the New York session. Okay. Any confusion?
No, all good.
Okay. All good now? Okay. So we'll stop the webinar here, or do you want to continue? You want to ask any question, you can ask. So we will, then after that, we'll wind up. So do you have any questions, Satuddin?
No, it's good, it's good.
Okay. And you? How about you, Max?
I will probably text you about it. No questions for now. Yeah.
Sorry,
And
okay,
I'll
you
practice
will,
also.
okay, you practice this and then you let me know, okay? Tomorrow we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
do more sessions on, tomorrow Sunday, if you're free on Sunday, we can do another webinar at around this time. And we can discuss
Mhm.
more about, this GU setups, okay? But for now, I'm just telling you, okay, GU, because the auction time during, okay, what happens that during London time, okay, the London moves faster, GU moves faster during the London session, right? During the New York session, okay, what happens that
Actually, in New York, I use I do go to USD JPY.
yeah, it's good, right?
Yeah, I think USD JPY is a bit better for London.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
for New
yeah,
York.
yeah, because here we have 2 sessions open, right? The problem is that we have during GU, I tell you the real problem during GBP US dollar. You have two currencies impacting the currency, okay, apparently the exchange rate. One is GBP, British pound, and one is US dollar. That's a problem. Once we have to, okay, there are people, for example, the people on gold, if the British pound is rising and dollar is also rising, what will happen?
Range.
It will be a range. Okay. Sometimes what happens during the market hours, both British pound and gold are rising, and there's a very bad range during British pound US dollar during the New York session. So avoid British pound US dollar, is better gold. Because during gold, only one currency is impacted, XAU/US dollar. If you just go for this one, okay, there's only one currency that is impacting this move, that is US dollar. Okay, during London session, which currency will impact GBP USD? GBP or US dollar? It's British pound that will impact the GBP US dollar. right?
Right.
That's why during London session, you will see that the British pound US dollar, GU, moves like it moves in a very, very better way, right? Okay. It has a very good and sustained move, and you can easily make good profits. Okay. But during New York session, GBP US dollar has two currencies. You have an impact because when the New York session opens, I told you that the British pound is already in progress. And what happens? There's an overlap. So there will be traders who are buying British pound. There will be traders who are buying US dollar at the same time. So what will happen? The market will consolidate, and there's no clear signal. Make sense? But if you use like gold XAU USD, or you use USD JPY, let's suppose. USD JPY, only one pair will affect the currency, which is US dollar. Here, only one player will affect the currency. GBP JPY, yes, you can trade GBP JPY, but of course, there will be not much volatility. Okay, so avoid it. So during this session, you can go for this one, right? And during the London session, these two are best. These three are best. These three are best. Got it? During NY session, these two are best. Okay. So all good now?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Now we'll end the webinar. So see you all tomorrow. See you both.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye. If you have any
Bye.
question, just write it down and we can discuss tomorrow. Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.